everyone, and welcome back to the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Snark. This is Starting 11. We're here to recap the week that was in the Premier League. I think one of us is perhaps happier than the other one, but I'm not as upset as some people might think about the
Oh, I
game.
thought you'd be happier than me even. Everything seemed to
No,
work out for you on Sunday, it
no,
seems.
it didn't. It
Oh.
definitely didn't. But my blood pressure has definitely gone down since Sunday. Let's put it
Ooh,
that way.
yeah. It's kind of like me over the
I was
last 2 years.
I was very upset on Sunday, but I'm not as upset anymore.
Well, we'll
Um,
see. Maybe you better have some aspirin or something nearby, just in case. Just in case when we start talking about the Sunday matches. Again, that one wasn't even, that other match. A great match. The other match on
yeah,
Sunday. Again,
it was,
just the
yeah.
officiating. The officiating is not great in this league. We've gone
No,
over it a
it's
million times. But
we will talk
let's,
about that more later for sure.
yeah, we're gonna start where we should start, the very best. What? So, London Derby time. It's Chelsea over at the London Stadium to visit those little hammers, little teeny Fisher Price hammers. It was a shit kicking. I think that's a nice way of putting it. It was
Yeah.
Chelsea controlled the entire match. Now, oh, hello there, Brennan. Now, Chelsea was very good, but as much as that, maybe Julian Lopetegui wasn't the right man for that job.
I watched this game, and the question I had coming out of it was West Ham better under David Moyes?
I think 100% they were. I think and it's what he
Absolutely.
said. We're gonna, we're not that exciting, but we win. And
I mean, and that's the whole point.
yeah, Lopetegui's line was way too high, and it just got exposed so many times. Nicholas Jackson, his best game in a Chelsea shirt by far. 2 high quality goals. Sancho, great pass on the first one to get it to him. But the big deal, I think, is he actually passed the ball well for Palmer's goal. If you'll notice, if you'll remember, last year he wasn't making that simple pass, that simple where they're running in stride with each other. He couldn't make that simple weighted pass just to go into Palmer's stride. He would just kick it way too hard, kick it behind people. He's a terrible passer. He got this one right. It was a nice goal by Palmer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because Jackson actually was able to properly weight his pass, which is so nice to see them coming together and stuff like that. Especially, he's only going to be here another 9 years, so hopefully he gets things like this together. Now, he's scoring goals. Chelsea also played today in the Carabao Cup or whatever they want to call it.
You guys played Barrow.
We played Barrow. So he scored 2, and Cuckoo scored 3 today against Barrow. Yeah, it's we're starting to get a nice problem, so I can understand why we didn't go after, certain Italian guy plays in the Italian league. But let's see. One thing I'd have to say about the back line, and Tosin Adarabioyo was fantastic because you never heard his name once. He was just solid the entire game. Oh, happy birthday, by the way, to Tosin. The one player whose name you did hear, and he was playing out of position again, but Wesley Fofana was terrible. Wesley Fofana. He just had people running by him the whole game. Kept grabbing on. Got so lucky. And a lot of people, they had to go to VAR to check one play because they said the rule was he didn't have enough holding contact with him for a while. He did. But the problem was, I think that he started holding him outside the box. I don't know how VAR could have been involved in this anyways, but they didn't call it. Again, not a banner weekend for officiating. There's very few of those. Yeah, a 3-0 score. Probably should have been more. Joao Felix came in later on, had 2 very good chances, missed wide on one. You know, you got to get some people going with passing and stuff like that. Pedro still didn't look quite that right when he was on, and I thought they had set it up so that he would be coming on the left side and not the right side and not the left, but they switched it around for this one. Mudryk still hasn't seen the pitch, and after today, I don't think he'll see the pitch
No,
much at all.
I don't think Mudryk's gonna play that much. I mean, who's he gonna usurp when he's as
He
inconsistent as he is?
he didn't look good against Barrow of all
Yeah.
teams. So there you go. Looks like shit. So yeah, well, at least he cost us 60 million pounds. So whatever. At least you guys didn't get him. You guys would probably take him for 20 though, like you did for Raheem Sterling. Anyways, good for Chelsea. They were at second place after this game. A lot of people were very excited about that. It's like, sure, everybody else has to play, but
it's the highest you've been in the table in a while.
Yeah, last year I think we were 12th at this time or something like that. It's awful. They're a much better team. I really like Maresca. I really like his attitude too. He doesn't take any shit, even though it's his first year coaching in the Premiership. So there you go.
Yeah. West Ham is in 14th right now. The 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses on 4 points.
Yeah. Yep, they don't look good. I don't get it. No. But there's a lot of teams that look worse. Just say that.
There are.
A lot of them played each other this week, which is weird.
Yeah.
Including the next game we can talk about real quick. I say real quick because there's 2 goals for Leicester and Everton. Yeah, Everton getting the first goal. A bit of a soggy pitch over there on the south coast. It was Ilman Ndiaye getting the first one for Everton. And then it's, 73rd minute, Steffi Mavadidi scoring again. So that a boy. Now, so Toffees get their first point of the year. Woo! That's pretty good. But they get some good news. Maybe, probably. Looks like the Freakin Group. Oh, the Freakins. Owners of AS Roma.
Yeah.
Look to be purchasing a 94% stake in the club for a £400 million price tag. Doesn't seem like very much, does it?
No, it does not seem like very much at all.
How much does the stadium cost? Like, yeah, it doesn't seem like very much.
Yeah, like
now they're also saying that they're giving they're going to give equal relevance to both Roma and Everton, but I don't see it.
I don't see that either.
All I'll say is they won't have to worry. Roma's going to make challenge for a Champions League spot in Serie A. It's not like Everton's going to.
Did Roma just fire their manager?
They did. Yeah, he lasted 5 games.
And then the fan revolt made the CEO resign. Like, Roma's not exactly the most well-run club in the world either.
Yeah, but it's Serie A.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's Serie A.
I know it's Serie A, but still.
They got a 1 in 4 chance of making it or something more than that. So yeah, they're gonna make it. Doesn't matter.
That is true.
All right.
They'll be playing somewhere in Europe. All right.
Yeah. Everton's gonna be playing for
Everton will be
a
playing
championship title this year. Terrible. Okay, moving on. Now,
I wanted to say one thing about this game. Prior to this game, the commentators said that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored in 14 Everton losses in recent years, which is apparently the most ever.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's possible, but he doesn't contribute enough to help them.
Yet, their goalkeeper is still the number 1 option in England. Jordan Pickford.
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
Doesn't make any sense, except for it's like Canada and hockey. They just don't prioritize goalkeeping enough.
That's true.
So it's beginning to be a lost art for them. Okay, move on. Let's go to Anfield, where last week was a bit of a shocker. This week, that wasn't a shocker at all. No. A 3-0 score. Luis Diaz with the first half brace. Extremely helped out by Kepa I will say, on the first one, who was,
Yeah.
let's say poor. Let's say poor.
I think that's being nice.
Yeah. And then it's a great goal by Darwin Nunez as well, the
Yeah,
third goal or
it
whatever,
was.
going from the box all the way across to the far post and in. Nice goal. Good win for Liverpool, bouncing back after defeat the Forest of all teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were so bad last week. There was no way they were going to be that bad this week.
Terrible. Terrible. They probably had to go to bed without supper. Okay. Let's move on. Spurs won again.
Do we have to talk about this?
Briefly, I say
Okay.
briefly. Brian Mbumo had a real nice goal, like
He did.
25 seconds into the thing.
Yeah.
The one-timer pass from Keane Lewis-Potter, very good. And then Dom Solanke gets his first as a Spur. Brandon Johnson battling back from some boo birds last week, scored a goal, telling him all to keep it down afterwards. I like that. Good boy. And James Madison, who seemed to be everywhere in this game, he played well for them. He gets a goal in the 85th minute. Spurs had 17 more shots than Brentford, but they had 30 less touches. So Brentford had the ball and couldn't do anything with it. They just held on to it, passive 3-foot passes to each other. Terrible football. A lot like Chelsea was doing last year. Terrible stuff. Awful to watch.
Right. Ryan is in the chat saying, thank God I only have to deal with hockey. This English football is way too crazy. Oh, we haven't gotten to the craziest part of the weekend yet, Ryan.
Yeah. The officiating in the Premier League is almost on par with the NHL, right? Just so you have an idea. Okay. Fulham, Newcastle. I guess this is the stunner of the week.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I always say you can't trust what you're going to get out of Newcastle on a week-to-week basis. Yep. But I think this is their first loss of the year. I think
this is the first time Marco Silva has ever gotten a win against Newcastle as the manager of Fulham.
Yeah, they got first half goals from Raul Jimenez. I like saying Jimenez. Your old buddy, Emil Smith Rowe, also
so
found
glad
a way.
He's doing well.
Yeah. Harvey Barnes gets the goal back for Newcastle, basically as the second half starting.
This took way too long for VAR to review.
And I don't understand what the problem was.
I don't either.
Yeah. And then another old pal of yours, Reece Nelson. Gets
it's like the Arsenal Academy team from like 2016.
Yeah. That Emil Smith Rowe goal was a real nice pass by Iwobi, but Nick Pope, you got to do better. You put your hand to it. You got to do better.
They said before this game that Nick Pope has been one of the most active goalkeepers in the league so far this season, even though Newcastle's been doing very well. And I was like, well, that doesn't bode well for him. No. And then he gives up 3 goals.
I can think of a goalkeeper in this week that was much busier than him. But again, we're getting to it. First, we got to stop by good old Southampton. And another bottom of the barrel matchup. Tyler Dibling scoring 5 minutes in for the Saints. Everybody's happy because, not another goal is scored for almost 90 minutes or whatever. Yeah. Poor Sam.
They thought they were gonna win, man.
Sam Dorsey puts it off Joe Aribo. Joe Aribo had only been on for 9 minutes or something like that too, and it almost looks like he takes it off the chest, and just the way it bounces in, just so smooth, like it.
Massive deflection. Ramsdale has no chance.
31,000 people there thought they were finally going to see their Saints win. Poor St. Mary Stadium.
Yeah,
you got to point out if it be happy.
Yeah.
So all the bottom teams seem to just draw this weekend.
There are 6 teams at the bottom of this league that don't have a win yet.
Yep.
That's crazy.
There's 4 still that haven't been unbeaten. We're going to talk about them soon enough too. The one team that is at the bottom of the league actually put in a pretty good first half. We're talking Villa and Wolves
This was a good game.
Wolverhampton. They were good in the Wolverhampton was good in the first half. Really good
They
for the
were.
first hour or so. They were good for an hour. But yeah, Mateus Cunha scoring for Wolves in the first half, 20 minutes in. Diego Carlos, what were you thinking?
I don't know.
In the box, just put it straight to Cunha. It's not like Cunha's a half decent footballer or anything like that. He makes no mistakes. It has enough space to run into too. It's crazy. What a bet. That was a terrible turnover. But second half, eventually, I think it's the 73rd minute. Ollie Watkins gets another one. Good for him. Ezri Konsa gets the eventual winner. Gets onto a Yuri Tielemans cross that was just spot on. Like you can't place it any better. John Duran gets another one. John Duran scoring from the bench.
He has scored a lot of goals from the bench so far this season.
Yeah, 4 minutes into extra time. There was 20 minutes of extra time played in this game.
Yeah, I still don't know why there was so much extra time played in this game.
The only thing I saw was that one guy was down for 3 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, and then somehow that translated to 13 minutes put up on the board.
Yeah, like I saw there were 6 yellow cards for Wolves somehow. There was 3 for Villa.
Yeah.
But yeah, 14 extra time minutes in the second half seems like a lot. There's another game again with a lot of extra time.
We will talk about that in a minute.
We keep building up to it. Anyways, we can build up to it more quickly because the last game Saturday was Palace and Man U, and they didn't decide to do anything.
No, there's nothing to say here except Lisandro Martinez's attempted 2-footed tackle that Kamada pulled out of. Thank God Kamada pulled out of that because he would have gotten seriously injured and going unpunished, I guess, because he didn't actually do it. It was very dangerous and stupid.
Yeah, Palace can't score, and at least United didn't score. Henderson played well, and I guess Onana played well as well. You know, scoreless draw. Well, yeah, we talked about it too much. Maybe we talked about it too much because now we're going to get into the Sunday games. 4 undefeated teams taking on each other here.
Oh, man.
First, we're going to talk about your favorite team, Brighton.
No.
Oh, right. You like those other guys. Okay. Forrest scoring first. Now, Carlos Baleba, I think he got a little picked on by Robert Jones in this. Like his only yellow card comes after he makes another tackle that looks good, and he starts slamming the ground like he's having a 4-year-old's temper tantrum. But he was being called for everything, including Callum Hudson-Odoi in the box. The ball looks to get a little loose from him. I believe it's with him. Odoi looks to stick his leg into the way of Baleba, then drop. Jones immediately points to the spot. VAR does not overturn, which, you know, we've gotten to the point now. It's like, are they really going to ever do this?
VAR is useless.
They're useless. So Chris Wood steps up. He scores. Forrest goes up 1-0. Then that's after, 11 minutes. Then Jack Hinchelwood, he hits home a terrific goal. A nice cross from Jan Paul van Hecke. And that's at 42 minutes and stuff like that to get Brighton on the scoreboard. And then 3 minutes later, as the clock is turning to 45, Adelia, we get who do we got? Oh, sorry, Danny Welbeck on a free kick. And he just plays this thing perfectly. It's not even
a phenomenal free kick.
It's hard, not too hard. It doesn't have a lot of spin, but it turns just on the other side of the wall. Matt Sells doesn't even move. He just stands there. He's like, he was comfortable where he was. And it was, you know, you'd figure he'd be on his left side or whatever. He should have even had a break, but I guess maybe just screen. I have no idea. Great free kick, though. So that's how the first half will end. The second half, Forrest comes out pretty well, but they do give up a great chance from Danny Welbeck, who just wasn't going to go down in that box, but it comes to Matt Sells to bail them out. That's about 4 or 5 minutes into the second half. And then they get to about the 70-minute mark or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally do what they do best, Adelia, and that score on the counter attack. And this time it's a 2-0. A rarely seen 2-0 break where Joe Da Silva crosses over to the 59th minute sub, Ramon Sosa. Did you like my way I pronounced Ramon?
I did.
When I wrote the thing down, I even gave the little mark over the O, Ramon Sosa. That levels it. Okay, now the weird stuff. 83 minutes in, Morgan Gibbs White is on a yellow.
Yeah.
He goes to make a tackle on João Pedro. He comes in fast. He sweeps in, gets the ball. Pedro slams into him, like goes tumbling. Rob Jones is clearly showing he's got the ball. You see him do this many times.
Clearly.
He got the ball. Moments later, he's showing Gibbs White the second yellow and a red card.
Yeah, I was very confused about why that was happening.
They haven't said the official reason. Well, they said it was a hard tackle. It was a tackle. He got the ball first. He won the ball. In the referee's eyes, he won the ball. So there's 3 options here. 1, that Brighton's bench complained so hard and loud that he got chicken and changed his mind.
Yeah.
Which is hard to believe, seeing how Fabian Hurstler and Nuno Espirito Santo were both red carded in this aftermath.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's it. 2, VAR decided to get involved and get in his ear. Something by their own law they can't do. They can't do it. Number 3, the 4th official somehow has overruled him. Who was that 4th official, Adelia?
Anthony Taylor.
It was Anthony Taylor. Once again, Anthony Taylor involved in screwing over a terrific football match. Because that last, after the second goal goes in, it's crazy. There's craziness, madness happening.
It is madness. Nuno's losing his mind. Fabian Hurstler's losing his mind. Like,
I have looked high and low for anything. Like, we all know that Nuno puts on a good press conference. He likes to talk, and he doesn't. Obviously, Forrest never holds back when it comes to refereeing.
Obviously,
I haven't seen a thing. There is nothing.
No.
They buried it all. Tough. It's a tough one. Just to see it ruined.
This was not the
10 minutes left.
Refereeing moment of the day. So
it's coming now. So it ends in a 2-2 draw. Both teams still undefeated, although I think they're in like 8th and 9th place or something like that.
I can look at that right here because I have the table right here.
They're doing better than both Spurs and United.
Yeah, so Brighton's in 7th, Forest is in 8th.
There you go. Well, let's turn our attention near the top of the table here. Then the heavyweight matchup of the week: City, Arsenal. It's at the Etihad. And oh, good for you, Michael Oliver's in charge.
No.
This is going to be a fair fight.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay. Well, let's get into it quick. So I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. I might have some things that you may not totally agree with. But yes, we'll hear it. Holland gets the first goal. It's a really nice pass by Savinho.
It is.
There's nothing he can do when he has that kind of space or whatever. He's going to score. So, unless he hits over the net like he did against Chelsea a couple times. Okay, that was last year. Rodri goes down on his own in the 20th minute.
Well, Rodri went down, first off, about 33 seconds into this game after a shoulder barge from Kai Havertz. And they were already surrounding Michael Oliver saying, send him off, basically.
They couldn't do anything about this one. There's no contact in that. Rodri looks like Now they've gone back from saying he's out for the season. Now they're saying they're going to wait for more tests. But it looks like he has a torn ACL, and if you're a football player, it's not a 6 to 8 week injury.
No, it's not a 6 to 8 week injury. I will say this about Rodri. Rodri has been saying a lot lately that football players are about ready to go on strike because they're playing too many games, they have no breaks, and that there's too many injuries because of it. I think
You
he's
don't have
somewhat
to
right
play
about
your
that.
starters every time.
I agree
That's
with
on
that.
your manager. That's on your
I
manager to
agree. It's
manage.
on the managers. I agree it's on the managers, and if Rodri really needed a break, Pep shouldn't have played him.
Yep.
But I do kind of agree with him that there are too many games.
There's too many games. Yeah, to expand the Champions League was crazy.
It was beyond stupid.
Rodri, on a personal 51 game unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
All 3 games they lost last year, he was unavailable for. So there you go. Now, next controversial bit, at least according to City, comes just before Calafiori scores that beauty to get hit to open his Arsenal account and level the match. Coming from a free kick, supposedly Oliver calls over Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker says he doesn't have enough time to go back to his position before the game is restarted.
Which is funny because he's actually ahead of Martinelli by the time that the free kick happens.
They are the biggest bunch of sobby crybabies in the entire world.
I have some thoughts on that. We'll get to that at the end of the match.
Unbelievable for them to complain, especially when it's Michael Oliver. Especially when it's Michael Oliver.
I will say,
bastards. I hope you get relegated forever.
I will say there was about 7 of them surrounding the referee after this goal goes in, which is apparently against the rules. No yellow cards.
It's a yellow
card.
Yellow
cards.
Yeah.
I think Ederson actually got a yellow card in that scenario, but no one else did.
So we're gonna go on to the second one. The next City complaint. Gabriel goes up and heads in the go-ahead goal for Arsenal.
Great.
What they complain about,
Saka.
Yeah, and Gabriel, that's what he does, is just get over people and power it home. Now they complain that Martinelli blocked out Ederson. Martinelli, I believe was back to Ederson at the time and was fighting in space and was onside, obviously, because it was corner. Yeah. Where's he blocking him out from? I'm sure you figured this out.
He's not blocking. He's not.
All right.
I will say, when this goal went in, this became the first time that Arsenal at Man City has overcome a 1-0 deficit to lead 2-1 in a game since August of 2003, when Sylvain Wiltord and Freddie Lundberg scored the goals. So that
wasn't even in color.
It was a long time ago since we've overturned a 1-0 deficit at City. And I did not think at the time, was not convinced at the time that we were going to win, but things were going pretty well at that point.
Right. Things were coming up Arsenal, weren't they? Until in the 8th of the 6 allotted extra time minutes, ball is played. Michael Oliver blows the whistle. Leandro Trossard kicks it. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna err on the side of Trossard for this one thing. Maybe he thought it was halftime because this thing kept going forever and ever. But still,
he also kicked that ball 0.84 seconds after Michael Oliver blew the whistle.
Yeah. Now,
how are you supposed to react that fast?
City earlier, and in particular Doku, from a free kick from a stoppage in play.
Oh yeah.
Kicks the ball well after the
quick restart.
Right. So some
Bernardo
pundits are
Silva
saying
did it too.
Yeah, so some pundits are saying he was kicking it back to where Oliver pointed. Okay, fine. Like, he didn't want the free kick there. Oliver points here. The ball ends up here. It ends up 12 feet further than where Oliver was even pointing. But he gets away with it. Another thing they get away with.
They got away with a lot in this game.
And then the second half. And then...
So Trossard gets sent off to come out for the second half. He takes off Bukayo Saka and puts on Ben White, who was injured and wasn't supposed to play in this game, but he felt he had no choice at that point. And I am so proud of how they defended in the second half. Like they did their best with the situation
they never went forward. They never went forward once. This is insanity.
They did a few times.
24 shots against them in the second half.
I know.
City had 90% possession. I thought right at the end there that maybe Havertz was going to sneak a goal in. When that ball was played back to Ederson, everyone was probably a little too casual about it. I just don't understand parking the bus for that long against that team without anyone trying to go for it at all. Just sitting back and taking it.
But when did they have opportunities to even attempt to go forward? They didn't.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if they were never really pressing guys. They were just making sure they were spaces. They were doing the right thing, and you could see them like going out and stuff like that and sticking to triangles. They were doing everything right to protect their net.
This is the first time we ever played the back four that we started with. And then for the second half, it turned into a back five with Ben White coming in. These guys had never played together before. But I think that this shows how well the partnership between Gabriel and William Saliba is, because they organized everybody and everybody did the job that they set out to do for the most part in that half.
Yeah, you guys have definitely the best center back pairing in the league, and I don't think it's close. That's Gunner. Oh, Gunners fans, eh? He says, I'm not a fan of the ref or City's dirty tactics, but Trossard was our own worst enemy.
I don't think Trossard did anything wrong at the thing that he got the second yellow for, though.
I would just imagine, though, after what happened with Rice. This
is the dumbest rule, and I'm going to bring this up. There have been 4 yellow cards this year for kicking the ball away. There have been multiple instances of kicking the ball away that have not been yellow carded. There's been 4 yellow cards given this year. 3 of them have been given to Arsenal players, 2 of them resulting in red cards.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that Trossard thought that he was about to get a yellow card for that, because I think you're right. I think he either thought it was halftime because the whistle blew, or he didn't even hear the whistle because it was so loud in there after that challenge, shoulder barge, and he kicked the ball 0.8 seconds after the whistle blew.
Yeah.
Then there was the whole thing going on NBC where they said that the VAR had said that it was for the shoulder barge. And then the Premier League's Match Center tweeted out that it was for the kicking the ball away. Like, what the hell is that?
They're trying to cover their asses.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. One thing I think Arsenal should take to heart, never try and touch the ball. Especially if it's close. Just never touch it. Hold on one second. After the Rice incident, all our players should know not to do anything that can be used against us. Since unfortunately they have to play smarter and against 12 men. I just think he should have went forward. Like Havertz and Trippier didn't complete a single pass in the entire match.
Timber, not Trippier.
Sorry, Timber, not Julian Trippier.
I feel that statistic would have been much different if we were playing 11 on 11 in the second half.
Yeah.
But yes, we definitely went there to win before changing the game. Stop it, Snark. Before we had to change the game plan. But once we changed the game plan based on the situation that was presented to us at halftime, I thought they did brilliantly.
Let's go on to the goal quick. It's a goal mouse scramble. So you knew this was going to be the way it would. If it was going to go in, it was going to go against this. It was going to be clean. John Stones basically picking up just a loose ball, firing it in there. Now, goal goes in.
Yeah.
Holland grabs the ball and chucks it into the back of Gabriel's head.
Erling Haaland is a little bitch. That's all I'll say. I mean, he is.
I agree.
Hey, there was him coming up to Miles Lewis Skelly, a 17-year-old kid who had to come into this game because Timber was cramping, and after the game and saying, "Who the fuck are you?" to him. There was him telling Mikel Arteta to stay humble after the game. I think he's the one that needs to get a lesson in humility.
He was in Gabby Jesus's face too. When Gabrielle showed up, he piped down.
Yeah.
He likes to go. He likes the size difference. He thinks he can intimidate guys like that. Yeah, he's a bit of a joke. Like 100%. Someone's gonna take him down. Like,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a play coming in. He's gonna
He
go
also
up for a ball or something like that, and
completely-
somebody's gonna take his knee for him.
Yeah, he also completely like barged into William Saliba in the first half and didn't get a yellow card for it. Like, I mean, yes, that's who he is.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with this. Walker would have been exposed all second half had we had 11 men. I do agree with that. Also, Miles Lewis Skelly, the 17-year-old kid, got a yellow card before he even entered the pitch because
Crazy.
he was talking to David Raya.
Yeah, supposedly Arteta told him to yell out for Raya to go down so he can have a quick talk with the guys. City has come out after the game and said that Arsenal are masters of the dark arts. Like, you guys are, like Voldemort or something.
They're all bitches.
Yeah.
They're all
so the dark arts,
bitches.
The dark arts is time wasting. So of course they've come up with they sent out the stats or whatever about most time wasted. I think what did it say about Arsenal? 4.81 something. I don't know.
They also said that the ball was in play for more of the second half than any other game played so far this season, and they still found 9 minutes of stoppage time at the end of it.
35 minutes it was in there. So yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Look, at the end of the day, I said last week I wanted us to win, but I'd be happy with a point. We got a point. I think we'll definitely see all three of those players tomorrow.
Hopefully, I think that's the first time I've heard that sentence in a while. Hopefully, we'll be seeing Sterling.
Well, I think we're definitely going to see Miles Lewis Skelly, Waneri, and Raheem Sterling tomorrow. I mean, we're playing Bolton. I don't really honestly give a fuck about the Carabao Cup, so whatever. If David
you only care about it when you can win it. That's it.
But see, here's the situation we're in with this: is if David Raya can't play, Neto, who they got brought in on loan as a backup, is cup tied because he already played in the Carabao Cup. Tommy Setford, who is our 18-year-old third choice goalkeeper, has been having fitness issues, so we might be starting a 16-year-old in goal tomorrow.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just put your guys up in front. If you guys
we know how to do that.
Saliba and Gabriella up front or whatever, he should be okay. That's like having two other goalkeepers.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think he's going to try to give one of Saliba and Gabriella rest tomorw. I mean, we can play.
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah, no, I was just kidding. I wouldn't play either one of them.
I agree.
You guys aren't playing this year for a Carabao Cup.
We have enough like players that can play center back now as well that can play there, and that we're not like throwing Rob Holding in because we have no one else. Like, we actually have good quality players that can play there now. So
you guys can play anybody. Like, honestly, yeah. Why not? He's tall enough; he could do it. So yeah. You just play anybody. Just play anybody. Like, for Chelsea, not one player who played today was a starter.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they wouldn't be starters on other teams, but
Yeah. I also want to say that after the midweek against Atlanta refereeing performance from a guy that I don't know his name, he didn't make himself out to be the star of the show. He just called the game.
It's weird when that happens.
Coming back to the Premier League and having to deal with Michael Oliver was infuriating.
Yeah, I wonder if Oliver didn't get his bonus check this week. He probably still got paid, but he probably didn't get his bonus or whatever because he had to, make City suffer a little bit just so it looked on the up and up. Yeah, terrible. Terrible by Michael Oliver. It was a fun first half to watch. It's just
It was a
it
great
kind of got
first
ruined.
half. It was setting up to be one of the best games of the season so far, and then it got ruined.
Yeah.
Who ruined it is, you can make arguments, but Michael
Yeah.
Oliver ruined that game for
Yeah.
me because I hate this rule. I think this is the dumbest fucking rule, this kicking the ball away rule.
Just add extra
And
time. Like you're adding extra
yeah,
time for everything anyways. Just add extra time onto this.
yeah,
Just or you can always give a warning too. Like not everything is a yellow card. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
yeah.
I don't get
At
it.
least there was no biting in the Premier League this year.
Oh
This
shit! Yeah,
weekend
that guy in the back.
there was the biting incident between Preston and Blackburn. I'm glad we didn't have to deal with that.
He bit him in the back.
I know. And he's like telling the officials, I got bit, and they're not listening to him at all. It's so crazy.
Like a dog with a sock. Awful. Terrible.
All right.
Speaking of terrible,
I didn't want to rant, so
it's fine.
I'm done.
I think you have to get it out of your system. When do
Yeah.
you guys play? When do you guys play at home? I think it's not for a while, probably.
Look, I think it's February.
Yeah, you got some time to cool off here.
I want to batter the hell out of them at the Emirates. I don't think we will, but I want to.
I think it's going to be dirty. I think it's going to be a dirty game. Yeah, they're going to bring in somebody. They're going to bring in somebody that they can go off for a yellow card or whatever. Just make it look good. Just make it look good when you take this guy's
February 1st.
There you go. Oh, so the day after the window closes, or the day the window closes.
It's probably actually going to be February 2nd because I imagine they'll make it the Sunday game. But currently on the schedule for February 1st.
Okay. You want to know what was awful?
What?
Adelia? All of us picking our winners.
Yeah, we did not do well. We did not do well last week.
Everybody only got four wins here. So
yeah, Ferris still in the lead.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I'll tell you this: I don't like it. Especially because he could just listen to us, see what we're picking, and then just he can mathematically figure out a way to get it. But you have to stay until the end of the show, like right now. So we're gonna pick for match week 6 coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
First off, City gets to go against Newcastle, St. James Park.
Yeah. They might have Kevin De Bruyne back by then. We didn't even mention that he didn't play in this game.
He didn't play. Odegaard didn't play. I think it washed itself out.
Mikel Merino has yet to play for Arsenal. There's a lot of players to come back in for this reverse fixture in February. So I will go with City because I just don't trust Newcastle.
Yeah, I did this exact same thing for the exact same reason. All right, you guys.
I am not getting up at 6:30 in the morning to watch that game either.
No? No. I probably will. God damn it. Arsenal and Leicester is next.
Arsenal.
You guys get go home and pick up 3 fairly easy points, I think. Brentford at home against West Ham.
Brentford.
That's who I picked as well. Chelsea at the bridge against Brighton.
I will go with Chelsea. You guys have been looking better.
Brighton's our farm team, as you know. We should beat
Fulham is apparently now Arsenal's farm team. So
yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, Everton and Palace.
I went with a draw.
Okay, sorry.
I don't trust either of these teams to win.
Yeah, I said Palace just because Everton. Yeah, but Palace would have to score. They're going to have to score to at least get a draw.
They're going to have to score.
We'll see. Forest and Fulham.
I'm going Forest at home.
The City ground. I went with a draw in this one. Okay. Ooh, I don't know that. Now.
My mouse. That's how that happened.
Whoops. Okay. So at the Molineux, Wolves get Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, of course, Liverpool. It's craziness. In what should be a very, well, it's going to be a match anyways. Ipswich and Villa, the first Sunday game.
Villa.
I went Villa as well. Now, I guess I don't know if this is the marquee matchup of the week. It would have been, 10 years ago maybe. You, United and Spurs.
I'm going for a draw.
I want to draw as well. Good thinking. Nobody wants to win that match.
Nope.
And our first Monday match. I think this is our first Monday match. Bournemouth and Southampton to wrap up the week.
Bournemouth.
I went Bournemouth to win at home as well because Southampton. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week.
Sure.
Snark, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me here with you live Tuesdays on Starting 11. Yeah, next week should be maybe a little less stressful for you, I'm imagining.
I would hope so.
If Chelsea loses next week, I might burn my own house down. Who knows? Now, you can also find me weekends. Well, some weekends doing LGRN after Snark. Danny and I just having a little trouble finding a time where we can actually get together to do the show on the weekend. I don't think we're going to be doing it this week again, but it looks like we have something scheduled for the first weekend in October, which should be a lot of fun. And then you and I again doing more live shows, Adelia. This coming Thursday, the Rewatchers Council. We're going to be talking about Dead Man's Party, the second episode of season 3. I don't know if you've watched it yet.
I have not.
I'd say, as far as season 3 goes, maybe not top tier. Let's say that. It's not the worst episode you'll see, but
I've definitely seen it before. I just don't remember it.
Lots of stuff to talk about it, though. So yeah, we'll be doing that live this Thursday, but all episodes come out Thursday, 5 o'clock Central, and whatever time zone you're in that time. There you go.
3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
What about Greenwich Mean Time?
I don't know it in Greenwich Mean Time.
I think that's 6 hours ahead of us.
Maybe.
11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
2300, I think they say over there.
You can subscribe to both of our YouTube channels with the links in the description below. The entertainment channel is where you will find After Snark and Rewatchers Council. And of course, come back here next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, Tuesday, for another episode of Starting 11. And that'll be my last episode for a couple weeks.
For a little bit, a little vacation girl. Lucky.
Working vacation, but vacation nonetheless.
I'm chained up to this desk. I can't go anywhere.
And if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can buy us a coffee over at our new coffee page, ko-fi/LGR_network. $3 a month gets you into our Discord, and there's higher tiers if you want to offer a little more support. We appreciate all the support and thank all of our patrons. I'm still going to call them patrons because I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
what are it? Baristas? I don't know what it is.
No.
Weird. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure this one out.
We'll figure it out. Until next time, everybody, we are out of here.